Over the years, I've maintained an upload schedule of uploading a new video every Sunday. It started many years ago, I think with an X-Men Apocalypse review, and I've been doing it ever since. But today, I just have nothing. Yeah. Let me go ahead and drop my terrible Moist Critical impression. I got nothing today. I got nothing, actually. There's no new Black Clover today. In case you missed it, last week we didn't have Frieren, Bocchi, or The Sopranos. This week, no Black Clover and no Doctor Who, but videos will resume on Thursday with Frieren and Bocchi and then The Sopranos. So it was a weird thing of like taking 2 half weeks, but I actually meant what I said in my terrible Moist Critical impression that I have put up a video every Sunday for a good long while. Can I look up when that first video was? I don't know. I'm assuming, by the way, it's the X-Men Apocalypse review, which this says on here that was 8 years ago. Good grief. Was that really? So that was June 4th of 2016. So that was almost 9 years, actually. Wow. Nearly 9 years I've put up a video on Sunday. But I just didn't have anything. I didn't have anything. Now, some weeks, sometimes I've cheated, and if there wasn't any new reaction videos, I would just do a video, like on my camera, and I would say, hey, there's no new videos. And I thought I would just do that and get away with it today, but we've already kind of had that, so like we already kind of had, like the break already started and I didn't put up a video then, so it didn't make sense to just have a video being like, hey, so anyway, so last night I came up with this brilliant idea, which is to do a vlog. I haven't done a vlog in God knows how long, but yeah, I'm just gonna talk for, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes or so, and that'll be that. So, yeah. There's nothing specific, like, I want to talk about. Like, there wasn't anything, like, I wanted to get on here and really discuss with you. I just thought, well, I'll just turn the camera on, and I'll see what I see, you know? I guess one of the things I could talk about is I've been reading recently. I would show you the book that I have been reading recently. However, I don't want anyone spoiling the ending. I mean, I trust you guys to not spoil the ending, but at the same time, I don't want to take a chance, so we're not going to show the book, but it is a graphic novel adaptation of said book, and I've been really enjoying it. It kind of cheats because it's not really a very visual novel, you know, like there's not a ton of things happening. It's mainly just people talking, and so adapting that into a comic book is kind of strange, actually, because there'll be just an entire page where it'll just be 2 of the characters, and they'll practically be the same drawings, just one on each side of the page, and they'll just have some text bubbles in between, and that's it, you know? It's not really visually exciting, but I still like it. I've still been enjoying it, and it's good. It's short enough. It's a good enough read that I get through it, even though it is very clearly tricking me into reading it. But I got some other stuff. I do have this I can tell you about. I have a graphic novel of The Hobbit. I guess I can go get it. Hang on. Ignore all the stuff. Hang on. Jeez. Ignore all the stuff in the background. Okay. I don't know how much I'm going to actually edit this, so this might just be sort of off the cuff. But I've got The Hobbit. I got this for Christmas as well. And I've read a couple pages, and and so far it's interesting. I will say, though, and this is kind of a weird thing because, you know, I just said the other one is very talk heavy. You know, there's not a lot of visual things happening. The interesting thing about this, I love the art. I love the art in this, but I will say very wordy, which obviously it's Tolkien. It's Tolkien, so it makes sense that it's very wordy, but I don't know. I don't know if the rest of it, well, it just kind of looks like it. Like I literally just flipped to a random page. there's so many like text boxes explaining stuff. So, but apparently this is the entirety of The Hobbit in graphic novel form. So, so I'm curious. This will be the next thing I read. In terms of other stuff I'm reading, I've got on my phone. I'm reading One Piece. I know I never did another review of One Piece, but I am reading One Piece. I'm currently in the middle of the Alabasta arc, or Arabasta. I don't know which one people. I think people say Arabasta more, but the translation I'm reading says Alabasta. So, and that's what I'm used to from back in the day when I used to watch One Piece. And when I say back in the day, I mean 20 years ago. So, I'm also reading the Twilight Princess manga, the Zelda Twilight Princess manga. That's been really interesting. And I'm also reading through Yu-Gi-Oh!, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. I did reviews over the original manga years ago, but now I'm actually reading through the Duelist Kingdom arc in the manga, and that's been really fun. That's been really fun just seeing the differences there, between that and the anime. In terms of anime, we could actually talk about that. I just got done watching an anime episode right before I recorded this. It's a show called... Let me make sure I get the exact name right. I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like garbage. And it is. It absolutely is. It's pretty bad, but I kind of like that. I honestly, like the past year or so, I've been getting into sort of garbagey rom-com animes. So sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're actually legitimately, I think, good. Sometimes, though, you get a title like this and it's just like, I'm getting married to a girl in I hate in my class. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm also watching 365 Days to the Wedding. Now, this is not a trash rom-com anime, but it is a rom-com anime. I'm watching that. I watched the first episode. It came out last anime season. I watched the first episode and I thought it was okay. But now, after it's all finished, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should go through it again. I just noticed on here on Crunchyroll that they finally put up the dub of Dragon Ball Daima. Isn't that great? I've been waiting for the dub because I'm just used to Dragon Ball dubs. So it has been quite the wait, waiting for the Dragon Ball Daima dub, but it looks like it's out, so I'll be excited to watch that. Other anime, well, here's an interesting thing. So the other day on Twitter, I saw, I guess they're doing like the Anime Awards or the Crunchyroll Awards or whatever the hell, and they had voting for, just random, weirdos like me, and there was like, it wasn't like best anime, best, studio, best music or anything like that. It was like best anime girl. And I think you're allowed 2 votes. So I voted, my first vote was for Fern from Free Run. And my second vote, I think I went with Hollow from Spice and Wolf, because I did watch Spice and Wolf, which I had never heard of Spice and Wolf before. It's one of those things I've said before, like, the way that I like get into some anime is literally I'm recommended a clip on YouTube and I look at it and I'm like, that looks interesting, and so then I watch it, and that's literally it. Is I got recommended a clip of Spice and Wolf, but that's how I got into like Spy Family and stuff like that, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna watch these shows. And that's also why I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class. I got recommended the trailer of that. So the YouTube algorithm knows what I like. But yeah, I went with, so those were my 2 choices. I went with Fern and Hollow. However, I will say, I only realized this recently, but they didn't have the actual best girl of last year. Because last year we also had... we had a little anime called An Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride. And it, at first you kind of think like, oh, is this going to be kind of garbagey? But it's not really garbagey. It's really good. And so with that, you have the main girl, Neffy, and I just love her. I love Neffy so much. She's so adorable. She's so gosh, she's just everything for me. And yeah, they did not include Neffy in Best Girl, so she would be Best Girl, even over Fern, I would say. Another one, because I'm actually scrolling through my history on Crunchyroll, Pseudo Harem. That was a show from last year, and I thought that was really good. I thought that was really interesting. That was another good, goofy rom-com. But I really liked the relationship between the guy and the girl. I did see, like, that was one of the things on, like, they had another category for, like, best ship in that, and the two characters, Eiji and Rin from Pseudo Harem, were on there, but neither of them were on, like, best boy or best girl, and I thought that strange. Like, how do you have best ship but not have them be a part of best boy or best girl, you know? So there's that. What else did I watch last year? The Spy Family movie. I thought that was really fun. I also watched Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. I was kind of conflicted on that show, honestly. I know that was pretty big during, what was that, the summer season, I believe? I know a lot of people like that. Here's the thing, though. I don't like the main villain antagonist of that one. I thought, basically, the sister character, Yuki, I thought she was really annoying, and everybody online loved her, you know? They loved her so much. They're like, look at this little, chaos gremlin and stuff. And to me, I guess, being an old man at 27, I just kind of looked at that and I thought, I don't know, she seems like an annoying little sister, you know? I didn't even really care for Alia that much. I've grown to like Alia as the season went on. But I didn't really care for Alia that much at first. Like, she was okay, but the main one was Masha, her sister, basically. I thought she was a really good, nice character, best girl of that show. So you can probably find a correlation between Masha, Rin from Pseudo Harem, and Neffy from An Archdemon's Dilemma. It's like, all of my best girls are always the really, really sweet, happy ones, you know? The ones that keep the smile going the whole time. So, is there anything else I watched? When did, because I don't think it's here in my, watch history, but it should be. Now I've just blanked on the name. I just thought of it. What the hell was I thinking? What was I just thinking? Mahiru from The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. That's it. That's also getting a season 2, like Alia. I really enjoyed that one too. I really enjoyed that one, and Mahiru, I really enjoy. She's not in that sort of archetypal sweetness caricature, but or character trait basically, but I really like her. So. But I swore I watched that on Crunchyroll. Maybe they lost it. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's also, as I'm scrolling through my history, there's also We Never Learn. That was mid AF. that one you want to talk about trash rom-com. That was like peak trash. That didn't come out last year though. That came out like a couple years ago, but I watched it again because I watched like some clip on YouTube and I was like, okay, I want to try this. It was fine. Like two of the main girls though, because it's all about like who's the guy going to end up with basically, and like two of the main girls though I thought were really bad. I really did not like them. Basically his childhood friend, the swimmer girl, and then the math girl who's trying to write. She's trying to like learn how to be friends with people and play board games. I thought those two were incredibly mid choices. I like the other ones. Was it Furuhashi, the English prodigy who wants to become a math whiz? Then there was the rocker girl who was kind of older. I liked her, and then the teacher. The teacher I just liked. She's just kind of goofy and awkward and stuff. But it was an interesting thing. So at the end of the second season of this show, they just kind of end it, and they're just like because there's like a moment of like, oh, there's like this special moment where it's like, oh well, who who grabbed the MC's hand, and it's supposed to be left like kind of ambiguous. And then like 5 minutes later, they just say, no, it was the childhood friend. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I guess the childhood friend won in the end. But then, come to find out, that's not how the manga ends. The manga actually gives a different route for each girl. And I kind of like that, actually. So basically, it's about 5-6 chapters, about a volume's worth of chapters, and just dedicated to each girl. Like, what happened, which timeline, does he get with which girl, And I like that. And I did actually, in my degenerate ways, I did go and read it. And I didn't read the whole thing. I skipped the 2 mid girls, and I just stuck with the ones I liked. But I like that way better than the ending of the anime. What else did I watch this year? Jujutsu Kaisen is like kind of blaring at me right here in this watch history on Crunchyroll. Oh, we cannot go into that again. Anyway, I tried watching. Oh, there's also Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young Again. That was a really good show. I enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun. I tried watching Mushoku Tensei. I've gotten like 2 episodes in. It did not hook me though. Like, it's fine, but I don't know. It's a little too horny, which is crazy. But even like for anime, that was just a little too horny. And so I was just like, I don't really care. I guess that was it. Other than that, it's like Vinland Saga and stuff. So now I'm seeing a bunch of Nephi. So that's always nice. So I guess that's my anime history. How long have we been going? 17 minutes? We can talk a little bit more. I still got a few more minutes to talk. Other stuff to talk about, to move on from anime for all you folks that aren't actually into anime. Been playing some games. I got Spider-Man Miles Morales for Christmas. Well, kind of. I basically bought it myself. It was actually half off because of the Steam winter sale, which was nice. And I got it on my Steam Deck because I do not want to own a PlayStation. Good grief, man. We talk about gaming. I mean, what like a downturn it's been for like 5 years, I feel like. For everyone but Nintendo, Like, Nintendo is still going strong. They're still making great games. I mean, I've posted 2 videos in the past couple of years when a new Zelda game dropped. So I did a quick video when Tears of the Kingdom dropped, and then another one last year when Echoes of Wisdom dropped, and that was great. I love those games. I'm a huge Zelda head. As I rub my eye here, I'm a huge Zelda head. In fact, one of the other books. Hang on. One of the other books I got. Holy crap. Is this. This is the Zelda Art and Artifacts book. And it literally is just a gigantic art book, for all the games, basically. And it's great. It's also great. I have the old Hyrule Historia book, which is also great. I love that one. And that one goes into more detail. Like, this one is like purely art, Oh, it's huge. It's ridiculous. But anyway, but Nintendo, I still think they just still put out amazing stuff, But it's just one of those things. Like, I look at what's going on with Sony, and I think about like when the PlayStation 4 came out. I really wanted a PlayStation 4. I think I was in high school at the time. And I really wanted a PS4, I wanted to be all in on Sony. I wanted to get that stuff. And I never did. I just never saved up my money for it. And I stuck with the Wii U. I already had a Wii U, so I stuck with that. And then I got a Switch. I got a Switch in 2017, and I really enjoyed that. But I never got into Sony consoles. And now I'm kind of sitting back and I'm like, well, boy, I'm glad I didn't do that, Because if I had gotten a PS4... I probably would have wanted a PS5, and like apart from Astrobot, what do they have? What do they have? I mean, because and also too because like they do have some games. I hear the God of War games are really good. I'm sure the Uncharted games are good. I kind of want to try Uncharted, but I also don't because of Tomb Raider. I'll mention that in a second. But Horizon, I also hear is really good. But at the same time, I look at those and then I think, but they're also on PC. So why don't I just play them on PC? You know, and I already had capable computers. You know, like this computer that I'm recording on is a capable computer. You know, I pretty much bought a gaming computer so I could edit. And the same thing with my laptop. I pretty much bought a gaming laptop for editing purposes, you know? But then I decided to buy a Steam Deck because sitting here and trying to play a game for multiple hours isn't my cup of tea. So I bought a Steam Deck at the end of 2023, and I enjoy that. But it really is a thing of like, why do I need a PlayStation now? You know? Like, pretty much the only exclusive game right now is Astrobot, and I think even the developers are saying they might try to bring Astrobot to PC, you know? So I don't know. And Xbox, God knows what they're doing over at Xbox, you know, good grief. But yeah, so I have a Steam Deck now instead of a PlayStation, and I'm pretty happy for it, you know? I don't need to play games at the ultra super max, you know, god resolution or anything. I don't need to buy a $700 PS5 Pro or however much, you know, the scalpers are pricing it at. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel bad for Sony fans, you know? I feel bad for them, honestly, because, like, you guys need better stuff. Sony needs to give you guys better stuff. I'm glad you have Astrobot, and I hear Astrobot is really, really good, but even then, when Astrobot won Game of the Year, didn't they, like, indirectly thank Nintendo for inspiring them? It's just like, I don't know, man. And then you see, you know, them going all in on stuff like Concord or all these live service games, which is just like one step removed from like NFT stuff, like Out of Touch. It's just like, oh my god, you know. So okay, so we talked about that. The only other thing I could say is I mentioned Uncharted. The only thing is I don't think Uncharted is for me, because I imagine Uncharted is like the Tomb Raider games, and I mean like the reboot Tomb Raider games. I don't know what you call them, but I actually played that. I bought Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider reboot game. Bought that years ago, and I never had a chance to play it. And finally, I have a Steam Deck, so I booted that up on there. I hated that. I honestly hated that because it was just kind of a beat 'em up, you know? It was like a beat 'em up disguised, basically. Like, literally all you're doing is just going to an area and then just killing 50 guys. You know, the whole story is about like, oh, there's this cult on the island that Laura crashes into, and you know, then you have to fight them, and it's like, okay, but there's like 5,000 of them, you know? There's so many of them, and it's just, the whole game is just killing them, you know? And like, when I wanted to play Tomb Raider, I thought it was going to be like Indiana Jones. Like, it was something where you go and you explore, you know? Maybe you go through a dungeon or something. Like, there was one of the few points where you weren't killing someone, where I was just kind of going through a cave, and there was just like this box, and I opened it, and it was like, Tomb Raided, and I was like, what? Is that what I was doing? Like, I was just in a tiny cave. Like, there's nothing in here. So I gave up on that. I really got bored of that one. That was pretty bad. I did play. I played Assassin's Creed Origin. I did enjoy that. I thought that was really fun. It wasn't spectacular. It was a good 7 out of 10 game, but I mean, 7 out of 10 is good, you know. But it was just fun, you know. Run around Egypt, kill some people is fun. So I tried playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I didn't get into it as much. It felt way more restrictive than Origins did. Like, with Origins, you could just kind of go around. Like, you had certain things you needed to do, but you could just go around Egypt and have fun, basically. Whereas with Odyssey, like, all the routes felt really constricted, and it wanted to tell this story and stuff, and I was like, man, I don't really care. Plus, I didn't really care for the main character that much. Like she was fine, Cassandra. I guess Cassandra is the one I chose. You could choose the guy, but I don't think it would have been any better. But like, I don't know. The story just kind of happens, and I don't know. She just wasn't that interesting. Whereas I really liked Bayek. I think that was his name. Bayek, the Last of the Magi. I thought he was really good. Just immediately, like, his story worked so much better. You know, like, oh, he lost his son to these people, so now he's going to get revenge. Cool, I get that. Whereas with Cassandra, it's like, well, her dad threw her off a cliff, and then she washed up in Thessalonia, and then she got taken in by this dude and raised her to be this, you know, badass mercenary. And then she goes and fights people, but then she's going to find her dad and do all these things. And there's the Oracle, and there's the cult, and blah, 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 blah. It's just like, oh my god, just revenge for his son. That's all Origins was, you know? Sure, that led Bayek into different things, but just revenge for his son. That's all you need to say. And I was like, all right, cool. So, I don't know. That's enough about gaming. How long have I been going? 26 minutes. I didn't think this was going to go this long. But I just keep talking, man. Is there anything else? I guess the other thing for gaming is I've tried getting into some older games, some retro games, which I hate calling retro because these games are DS and 3DS games, and calling that retro just makes me sound really old. So, but I mean, recently, this isn't a DS game, but I did play through Pokemon Silver, the original Pokemon Silver. I played that on my Steam Deck. And I might play Soul Silver. I've always chosen Typhlosion, or Cyndaquil as my starter, but I might actually branch out for once. I might play Soul Silver and branch out. I've tried playing Okami Den. I have, don't tell Nintendo, but I have an R4 card from my DS, and I've booted up Okami Den on there, and it keeps crashing. Like every so often I'll like go through a door and it'll fade to black, and then it just will never come back. And yesterday that happened after I had gone through a ton of progress, and I wasn't able to get to a save point, because you can't just save the game. You have to go to a specific point to save. And I lost all that progress, and I was just like, okay, I can't be doing that. But I did try playing it on an emulator on my computer, and I never really had a crashing problem with that. So I'm just gonna play it on there. It's a little awkward with because like the whole thing in Okami Den is you have to, you know, draw on the touch screen to do these different moves. And while you don't have to do anything super complicated, it is kind of weird doing that with a mouse instead of with the stylus on the touchscreen. But it's not bad. I mean, it's not like playing Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks with a mouse. Like, that sounds like hell, you know? But yeah, so I'll probably end up playing it on there. I also want to try Fire Emblem Awakening. I've never played a Fire Emblem game before, but I want to try that. And I hear that Awakening is, you know, one of the best Fire Emblem games. So I was gonna try it. I've thought about before, like, should I get a new 3DS XL? That'll cost some money. Maybe I could hack it and put games on there or something. And I was like, you know what? I just have an emulator on my PC. Why don't I just play it on there? So, the last thing I guess I can talk about, because I am kind of getting low on time here. Last thing I can talk about are CDs. I've been getting into CDs recently. I don't know, CDs nuts, but I've gotten several CDs. This isn't even all of them, but I've gotten several CDs over the past few months. So I just thought I would talk about them really quickly. So we have here Très Magnifique Mature Situations. This is a smooth jazz album by Brian Wecht, who is part of Ninja Sex Party, which I've been getting their CDs for years. And so thought I'd try this. And it was nice. I listened to it when I went to Target the other day. And it was just pouring down snow while I'm trying to, you know, venture out into the world and listening to smooth jazz. But it was really good. I enjoyed it. We have the Ninja Sex Party, the very, 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 very classy acoustic CD signed by Danny and Ninja Brian. I have not listened to this one yet, unfortunately. Actually, all of these that I have right here I have not listened to yet. But this one sounds really interesting. I missed the original print of these. I don't know when they did this, but I missed the original print of these. But like last week or so, they announced like, hey, we're gonna put up all these CDs back for sale and have them signed. So I decided, hey, that's a perfect opportunity to pick that one up. I've got the Super Guitar Bros Breath of the Wild CD. Again, haven't listened to this, but I do have their Ocarina of Time CD. It's just over here in my stack of CDs, and I've listened to that a couple times, and I thought that was so good. You know, the two of them are really, really great, and just hearing that Zelda music on a acoustic guitar is just amazing. So I'm really excited to listen to this one, and then this last one I've shown off before in a video, but it's the Bocchi the Rock CD, which is really cool. It's all nice and you can see the reflection of my computer screen. My wallpaper background is actually from Vinland Saga, from the last episode of Vinland Saga. So, but I have the Bocchi the Rock CD, and I'm excited to listen to that when I'm done with the season. I've only got 2 episodes left to record, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, it's pretty much that. I just wanted to get on here, talk, and cheat basically, and get out a video on Sunday, and I just thought I would talk about all the things going on in my life. But that's about it. See ya.